Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Walls are crumbling down. Time is tickling so fast for William Samoei Ruto. They are spending sleepless nights, and the security team is burning the midnight oil. They don't know what to do because they wasted time when they had a golden opportunity to avert a looming crisis. This is a story of two cities, one at the verge, another at the brink. Let us go to a question that Mutahi is asking. Ngunyi is saying, I believe in civil disobedience as taught by John Locke. But what is the end goal of mass action? Ruto must go. We know this will not happen. How does it end? That is the question Babaman must answer. And that is the question that Mutahi Ngunyi is asking. This question is bothering very many people. But I want to tell Ngunyi Mutahi that as I was bothered again about this question just as he, William Ruto seems to be giving an answer to this question. Because this battle is between two people. In the first cadre, it is Raila Odinga as the general who is leading his people. And on the other hand, William Ruto as a general leading another clique. But in the second cadre, it is now the people themselves, because I have heard people saying that this is now beyond Raila Odinga. Even if he chickens out, then they will go for it. The photo of a wall being erected around Statehouse is one that is scary and laughable at the same time. I'm saying that it is the answer to Ngunyi's question, and it is both laughable and scary at the same time. You see, I have had time to engage with several supporters of Azimio and the other supporters of Kenya Kwanza. But when you hear them reasoning, you wonder whether we are facing the reality in this country. Because the Azimio team and the Kenya Kwanza team have got a particular line of thought. Rigathi Gachagua, yesterday in church, said that William Ruto ni chuma ya zamani. He is an old iron metal that you cannot joke around with. But Raila Odinga is also telling his people that we want to meet that iron. So when you listen to the Kenya Kwanza team, from a professor to the most uneducated person, they reason the same. And you listen to the Azimio team, from a doctor to the most illiterate, they take one particular stand. So when I saw William Ruto erecting a wall, a second wall around Statehouse, it goes without saying that all the chest thumping, all the noises that are being made are just but hot air, because this administration is scared stiff. And the reason why they are scared, if you ask me, is because it has been reported, it is now in the public limelight, that even the security team is divided on this issue. There is a team of the security personnel that want Raila to be shut off completely because they don't want to hear anything about these mandamanos. Some of them, mostly coming from the Ruto ethnic group and Rigathi ethnic group. They are security men, but they are still led by ethnic instincts. And when they see Raila, they see an enemy. When they see Raila going on with the demonstrations, they don't see the bigger picture where Raila Amolo Odinga is fighting for the people. What they see is a power-hungry man who wants to vacate William Ruto from the office. And so they are urging the president to use all the powers and the means that he has to shut down Raila, to ensure that all the supporters are curtailed completely. But there is another group that feels that they should ignore Raila. The only question they're asking is that with that big mass following, what do you do with him? Because Raila has got over 8 million people following him. In fact, to them, they don't want Raila to be touched, because hidden in that message that Raila should be left to go on with the mandamanos lies a reality, because they understand what Raila is fighting for. They understand that this is not about Raila himself, but about the people he is fighting for. Yesterday, we alluded to facts here that Raila Amolo Odinga has got everything at his disposal. He can afford 3 meals in a day or more. He can afford the most luxurious cars in the world if he wants. He can decide to abandon this cause and go and stay in Miami, for example, with his family, and let Kenyans suffer, so that we can see how the freedom of speech and freedom of association is being curtailed. But he has decided to choose the hardest path, because the supporters are asking him, Baba, we voted for you. Someone took your votes. How do you want us to live? And with that pain, he does not want to see his people living as orphans. And this is the reason why, if you read the irreducible minimum conditions that is given to William Ruto, among them is equitable distribution of resources, because Raila says everyone is paying taxes. And so, for William Samoei Ruto to take this path of erecting a wall, it does not help. You should listen to the security team, because when you see the most pivotal part that is supposed to protect you whenever there is a looming danger divided in the middle, it tells you things are getting thicker. Even within the Kenya Kwanza team itself, leaders are divided. You saw Rigathi Gachagua urging William Samoei Ruto not to talk to Raila Amolo Odinga, but Sakaja is telling William Ruto to remove the hardliners so that he can embrace Raila Odinga, because Raila is a Kenyan and he knows that the situation where we have reached politically doesn't need chest thumping. In fact, if you marry the statements of Gachagua and those of Mutahi Ngunyi sometimes back, Mutahi Ngunyi and William Ruto that where we are now does not need politics. All that Kenya needs now is leadership from William Samoei Ruto. But it seems that William Ruto is listening to the hardliners who are still telling him that Kangumu. This is not the first time that Raila is facing a president with the power, a president with sword, a commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. He did it during the Moi regime. He did it during the Kibaki regime. And in fact, during the Kibaki regime, William Buto was with Raila and he knew, he saw what happened. And he did it during the Uhuru regime. But something tells William Ruto, I think it is the advisors or the misadvisors, that those three presidents were weak, that he is the strongest, so much that he can decide to remain adamant to do whatever he wants. It is not going to be easy, ladies and gentlemen, because even the walls of Jericho fell down. This idea of erecting a wall, this idea of trying to charge the police, because what we understand is that they are now looking for friendly forces that can protect them. This will not work, because when a people is charged, I'm telling you, who and to you. The battle that is going on is about a hungry Kenyan. Is about a Kenyan who has been disillusioned. You saw in Kirinyaga, there was a lot of there were a lot of demonstrations because they also feel the pinch, just like the other parts of the country. Hunger does not choose. Insecurity is not selective. It will attack randomly. And the problems that Kenyans are facing will force them to come out on 20th to demand for their answers. So when Mutahi Ngunyi is asking this question, William Ruto has answered because he himself is afraid that something nasty can happen. Otherwise, why should he be erecting a wall around Statehouse? Even Uhuru Kenyatta, whom William Ruto has always accused of maybe being a coward, did not do such a thing. So the path that William Ruto has chosen, ladies and gentlemen, is very detrimental. All the money that they're using to erect that wall should have been channeled to give food to some fellow Kenyans who are hungry. To the Kenya Kwanza team, who keep on saying that William Ruto ni chuma ya zamani, he will handle the Azimio supporters, I can assure you that from what is happening, it shows that something is wrong. It shows that the administration is scared. It is scared about the looming, demonstrations that are coming. And you all understand that on that very day, it will be happening in South Africa, because Julius Malema said that the country will come to a standstill. In Nigeria, where they just concluded the elections, Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party is also considering leading a mass action against what he terms an illegitimate government. And in many other African countries, that day will be a day to remember. So, from where I sit, I think William Ruto must change his strategy, because he has shown the people that he's afraid. Ladies and gentlemen, days are running so fast. What do you make of William Ruto's reactions by building and erecting a perimeter wall around Statehouse? Please share with me in the comment section.